It began with a flicker, a faint pulse of light, deep beyond the cold edges of known space. On an ordinary April night in 2025, NASA's James Webb Telescope recorded something no one could explain. A repeating signal, soft, rhythmic, almost like the breath of a sleeping giant. At first, the team thought it was a calibration error, cosmic dust, interference, maybe a reflection, but then it pulsed again. Same pattern, same sequence, and this time it carried color, a deep, impossible indigo blue, glowing like the oceans of Earth, but colder, alive, and moving. The light came from a moon orbiting a massive gas giant in the Kepler 442 star system, about 124 light-years away. They named it Kepler XR. But when the first enhanced image appeared, one word echoed through every NASA conference room, through social media, through the stunned silence of scientists watching the impossible unfold. The word was Pandora, because what they saw looked like it had come straight out of James Cameron's imagination. Vast floating land masses glimmering with electric blue vines, thunderclouds rolling across violet skies, and two suns casting twin shadows across alien seas. It wasn't supposed to be real, it couldn't be real. And yet, there it was. The initial analysis only made things stranger. Spectral readings revealed two gases that shouldn't exist together in nature: dimethyl sulfide and diethyl disulfide. Here on Earth, those gases are produced by living microorganisms, microscopic plankton, algae, and marine life. But there were no volcanoes, no lightning storms, no geological conditions on Kepler XR to explain them. That left only one possibility: something alive was producing them. Within days, news networks exploded. Real Pandora trended globally. Some believed it was proof of alien life. Others claimed it was a hoax, a clever manipulation of telescope data. But deep inside NASA's data center in Pasadena, California, scientists were quietly panicking, because they had found something else. When they analyzed the moon's reflected light, they noticed a rhythmic pattern buried in the data. Every 22 minutes the light dimmed and brightened, following the Fibonacci sequence, a natural pattern that defines the spiral of galaxies, the growth of seashells, even the human DNA helix. But there was no reason for it to repeat with mathematical perfection. No reason, unless it was intentional. Then, in July 2025, an observatory in Chile intercepted a narrow-band transmission from the same region. It lasted just 16 seconds. When decoded into a waveform, the signal formed a perfect image, a single, open eye staring back. Coincidence? Glitch? Or was something watching us? The US government classified the transmission within hours, but by then screenshots had already leaked online. Independent scientists confirmed the coordinates matched Kepler XR's orbital position. Suddenly, conspiracy forums lit up with one terrifying theory: that Pandora wasn't a movie about another world. It was a memory of one. Days turned into weeks, and more strange data poured in. Kepler XR's blue surface shimmered like liquid glass, rippling with bioluminescent storms that flared and faded in rhythm with its twin suns. Satellite imagery suggested enormous forests, some stretching hundreds of miles, pulsing with synchronized light. The entire planet seemed to breathe. It was alive in ways no human mind could fully comprehend. But then something even stranger surfaced. Archived lunar data, decades old, showed bizarre similarities between Earth's moon and Kepler XR. Both shared nearly identical density ratios, both were slightly hollow inside, and both orbited their parent planets at mathematically perfect distances to stabilize climate and tides, too perfect to be coincidence. One scientist dared to ask the forbidden question: what if moons aren't natural? What if they were placed to seed, to balance, to observe? That idea didn't stay contained for long. Soon whispers began spreading through the halls of space agencies around the world. Was Kepler XR one of those ancient moons, still active, still alive? Then came the image. In late 2025, an experimental deep field scan revealed geometric patterns beneath Kepler XR's clouds. Angular, deliberate, architectural, and at the center of one glowing valley, a towering formation shaped like a massive tree, emitting its own light. NASA called it a data artifact. Online communities called it something else, the Tree of Souls. By early 2026, NASA officially announced Project Voyager X, a multi-stage probe designed to travel beyond the Kuiper Belt toward the Kepler system. But before it could even launch, something impossible occurred. A coded transmission hit Earth's deep space network, a burst of radio energy matching the same signature NASA had sent out months earlier as a test ping. Only this time the signal had been rearranged, translated, and it carried one chilling message: welcome home. For 47 minutes, communication systems across multiple observatories froze. When they rebooted, every frequency above 5 gigahertz was filled with a soft humming noise, as if space itself was singing. Kepler XR, the real Pandora, had gone silent. The light dimmed. The pulse stopped. And then one last image appeared, half of the moon lit in silver, half shrouded in darkness. Across its ocean, a faint circular wave rippled outward, glowing like a heartbeat in the dark. Since that day, the world has been divided. Some believe Kepler XR was never real, just a misread signal, a trick of the cosmos. Others believe we made first contact, and whoever answered didn't want to be found again. But a few believe something even deeper, that Kepler XR wasn't reaching out to us. It was calling us back. Because what if Pandora was never fiction? What if buried in our stories, our myths and our dreams, are fragments of memory, echoes from a place we once knew? Scientists continue to study the data. Every time they isolate background radiation, they find the same recurring pattern, that 22-minute Fibonacci pulse, still faintly echoing, like a heartbeat under layers of cosmic noise, still waiting. And maybe that's the real mystery, not whether life exists out there, but whether we've been searching for something we already lost. Because maybe we were never the first explorers, maybe we're just the ones who forgot. When Voyager 1 left our solar system in 2012, Carl Sagan called it the pale blue dot, our home suspended in a sunbeam. But what if, far beyond that light, there's another dot waiting for us? Another world, blue and breathing, still whispering through the static, a place where the sky glows indigo and two suns never let the night fall. That place might just be Kepler XR, our reflection, our mirror, our Pandora. And perhaps someday, when humanity finally travels that far, we'll discover that the greatest secret in the universe wasn't about finding new worlds. It was about remembering the one we came from. Because sometimes, fiction is the echo of forgotten truth.